know, the funk don't always give you what you want, but it'll give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? We never left. Yo, we back. NHFA in your face. Bringing you something good to your ear hole, y'all. Check it out. It's our time to shine. It's our time to grind. It's the phone.
What's happening, y'all? How you guys doing out there? Today is gonna be so freaking lit. Welcome to Funk from the Front Seat right here at IBM.TV. I'm your host, number 9. Today, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all my Funketeers around the world, we got funk royalty in the house. We're going to be sitting here chatting it up with none other than the royal family of Boogie, Cordell Boogie Munson, y'all. And we're going to have all of them on in a second. We're going to bring them up a little bit as my producer, Mark. I always thank him. Thank you, Mark, for all your hard work. Thank you for doing what you do. Welcome, y'all, to Funk from the Front Seat. I'm so jacked because it's my first day back after my surgery. Don't worry about me. God got me. I'm live. I'm good. I'm good. So without further ado, let's get this show popping, this funk just for you. Hold on, y'all. We about to take this flight. Come on. Funk from the front seat. Yeah. IBM.TV. Woo! I'm your host, number 9. Come on. Get up. Get high. Say what? Feels good to be back, y'all. Get on that. All right, la da da da. Funk from the front seat. What's up, Benevolent? Funk.
I want to go back and get more than funky stuff. Hey, y'all, what's up?
There you go. How you doing, love? How's everything?
Everything is on the one, as Bootsy says.
You know what I'm saying? Today,
on the one.
You, and I know you're such a spiritual woman, man, and I wanted to, before we bring your family up, just say I'm grateful to have you. Thank you for being, the first guest back since I came back live and everything. And I know, a quick prayer for me to you, to all the people in Cali. If you got people out there, tell them I said hello. We got to think about these fires and all the people in the floods. One of our co-workers here, Dr. Juan Anthony, caught down there in Louisiana. She's safe. So all the people around the world, just know that IBM.TV, this show, Funk from the Front Seat, Benevolent Funk, Afterglow 92416, we all love you. And we do these things so you guys can, connect and do what we do. Without further ado, Donna, I'm going to bring your whole family up. We're going to drop them in.
Yeah, come on, bring them on. But let me just say this. We got a lot of funk people, Blackbird, Greg, Funker Drill, Santiago. All these guys are out in California. Y'all funk people, let us know y'all all right. Let us know y'all all right.
Yes, please holler back to somebody. Also, too, you mentioned that, and I'm glad you did, because I know Dawn is out there as well.
Dawn, and a lot of funk people out there.
Yeah, all the Funketeers, man, and we love y'all. Don't think that we don't. Believe me, everybody on this show that's coming here today is praying constantly for peace and love. So who we got over here? I know we got 3 of Boogie's sons right here. So you guys introduce yourselves. I'm going to start with this brother that got the nice grin to my left here, Rimby. So tell everybody.
I thought he was talking about me.
Rimby,
you going to talk?
Rimby.
I lost connection.
Oh, he lost his connection. All right, we'll go next.
No,
I hear him. Go ahead.
Right.
We hear you, Rimby.
You hear me? Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bro. We got you. We see you. We hear you. Anyway, Otis, up top with the cool glasses.
What's going
Tell
on?
us a little bit about yourself before we get the show started.
Wow, I don't know where to start, man. we go so far back. I mean, this is family right here.
Right.
We all grew up in church together. Went to church together. Real short story to get me going. Boo kind of got me going way back when I was 6, 7 years old, and I was in. We all went to church together, and as a little bitty boy, I didn't know how to play guitar, but I knew this dude was bad as a mug every time he came in. I started playing the chair in front of me. I was strumming the chair until the pastor and my mother said, "We need to get this little boy a guitar."
Yeah.
And they got me a guitar, and pretty much the rest is history. So we all grew up together, came up in the church. That's the way a lot of folks do. That's the way this music kind of gets going. That's the way the R&B thing, the funk thing gets going. So, hey, just happy to be here and support.
Hey, man, that's what's up, man. Yo, David, holler at me a little bit, brother.
My name is David Shropshire. I'm actually out here in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
It's a long story about how all that happened, but essentially, short story is I ended up meeting my pops when I was 20 years old. So I grew up thinking that he was dead. That's a whole nother story in itself.
Yeah.
I found out pretty much in one day that my pops was alive, that I had brothers and sisters, all that kind of within a time frame of like 30 minutes. And long story short, I linked up with Pops. We went on tour. We got off tour in Jersey and met Donna and my brothers and sisters, and the rest is history. So I may be the second oldest. Man. I may be the second oldest boy, but I'm really just a baby because I'm learning from my mom, from Otis, from my little big brother, my baby brothers and sisters. So I'm you know what I'm saying? They're the keepers. I'm just like, I'm the scribe at this point. I'm just listening and trying to soak everything up. So that's my story.
Let me tell you something. You could not be scribing in a better family environment. Let me tell you, because you guys are so tight. I can see it in the pictures. We got some pictures we're gonna put up later, and I studied all those photos that Otis and Donna said. And let me tell you something. You guys are the epitome of love, and you are funk royalty. You really are. And people love you. Yo, Cox, holler at me for a minute, brother. I didn't get you before.
Oh, sorry. You say Ox.
Yeah.
I'm not used to my nickname being up there, but my actual name is Cordell. Everybody thinks I'm a junior, but technically, my dad is Cardell, so I'm technically not a junior.
Can you turn your mic up? Can you turn your mic up?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, we got time, man. Don't stress none of this. We go raw here. Turn your mic up. A little bit better, yeah.
Okay.
Turn them headphones up.
Turn it up.
Turn them up.
There you go.
What about now? Can you hear me better now?
Still a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Cordell got that Barry White voice. That's what's going on.
Yeah, he got the one.
Can you pick up this sultry bass?
You stay cool like that.
Everybody always assume that I'm technically I'm a junior, but I'm not. But growing up, because the middle name, I used to be actually embarrassed of it because I was a kid and I didn't really grasp the actual middle name, the name Boogie. Like it didn't really, as a kid, it didn't mean as much to me. So I actually used to hide it and everything, you know what I'm saying? But once I became like a teenager, a lot of my friends started calling me Boogie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as I got older, you know what I'm saying, got more proud and I understood the funk, understood, you know what I'm saying, the music and what everything meant to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So honestly, it's an honor to be able to have the name. I actually gave it to my son also.
Hey, let me tell you, before I get to Remby over there, when you can, this is the impact that Boogie had. When somebody can say one word and the whole world knows what that is. If somebody says Boogie, everybody's like, oh, Boogie Munson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Chris. So that's powerful, bro. Let me tell you. Yo, Remby, holla at me real second, man.
Oh, man. I'm back. See what had happened was right. My internet was like, I'm done. You know. My name is Rimby. I am the baby of the bunch. And as far as pop goes, you know, I was able to experience a lot of the cool things as a child, which kind of gave it a whole nother like whimsical view. Like, you know, being little on stage, like, why is this man wearing a dress? Where's this spaceship coming from? You know, it was definitely nuts. You know, so it was really cool being able to experience all of that as a child, and then on the flip side of that, be able to experience pops in a fun way where, you know, going to shows. I look forward to the shows and all of that fun stuff. But the best part of the shows was in the hotel rooms. Pops, we would always take all of the blankets and chairs and everything and build the biggest fort.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it was like it was just fun on so many different levels.
Yo, that's what's up. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. And Donna, I never told you this before. I met one of you at Tramps backstage because Boogie had played, then he had came off, and I think somebody else was playing for a second, and he came off and he went in the dressing room, and I was standing there, right? And I was holding that little dog that George had at the time, that little dog that always chased his tail. And I don't remember who it was, but I know you were so close to your dad, like right next to him. Everywhere he went, you know, one of you guys went, and I thought to myself, oh, that's got to be one of Boogie's sons. You know, and I just want to tell you that story because it was like you were looking out for him in such a way where you knew he had to be back on, and you was watching, you was like making sure he didn't do this and that while he was toweling off and everything. And I always remember that. That was very cool. So Don and Otis, now that we met the Funk fam, again, we're hanging out with the Munsons today. Donna Steve, Benevolent Funk, Otis Hawk. We got all the states, east, west, north, and south, covered up on Funk from the Front Seat. At the close, 92416. For all you listeners out there, follow. It's on the bottom of the screen. You can find out what this beautiful cause is all about. But we got something special coming up on September 24th. So, Donna, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so we have our first release. Our first release is called Keepers. How Keepers came about, I ended up going to Washington, the D.C., Maryland area with one of Boogie's friends to actually do a intro on a CD for Jimmy Cirillo. So me and Linda Scheider went. And when we got to the studio, I met, I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know if you guys can hear me. So when I went to the studio, anyway, to make a long story short, I met Michael Brown, Next Exit, the band members, and they just wanted to come on board. And that's how I can't really hear you guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but September the 24th, we have a CD coming out. It's called Keepers. It's produced by me, Benevolent Funk, a group in the DMV area. Next Exit. See, I'm from DC, and before Boogie passed away, his thing was to give back. So I'm trying to figure out how can I give back and include everybody in every area that loved Boogie. And because I was from DC, I felt it was only proper for me to go back to the DMV area and bring some of that funk on. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how we have Next Exit. And then as we go on the next projects, we got, the P-Funk guys and everything. But just to give you a little bit about this CD, it's called Keepers. We're taking pre-orders. We have 12 promos. We got $425, $450, $100. The CD will be on Afterglow 9/24/16. Now let me explain to you. I understand that singles are 99 cents and that people stream them. But I just want to explain to you guys why this particular single is going to be $5. Because the original art, Curtis Wilcox did the original art. Okay, Michael B. Patterson co-wrote this because he was the original writer of the original Keepers. So this is actually a remix co-wrote by Next Exit.
Okay.
Like I said, it will be $5 because all the proceeds are going to the Cardell Marson Foundation. And Otis and I now are trying to figure out what we're going to target first. Probably a school in Plainfield. We're going to give a scholarship, or we might go into Plainfield or something to some deserving child. But Plainfield is going to be the first place that we hit, you know. And then our second project is Boogie does not have a gravestone yet. I think that I have neglected doing that because I don't know.
Take your time.
Think, I know it's real, but to go to his grave and to to see his name on it, but he deserves it. He deserves to be honored. I visit his grave regularly. I know exactly where it is. But our next project is to put something on his grave. And so I want to involve everybody because my messenger all the time is, can we be involved? Can we help? So that's going to be our second project, and we're going to make it a big day for everybody that wants to be involved. When we lay that on his grave, it's going to be a ceremony. I don't believe in GoFundMes, so that's why all of the proceeds are going to the Cardell Marson Foundation, or this particular project, when we get to it, will be linked to Peaceable Kingdoms, and anybody that's interested in helping us put a memorial on Boogie's grave will be able to. And so then, we'll just go on. But those are our first two main projects right now. So I'm going to let somebody else talk because I'm getting a little emotional.
Before I get to Otis, I just wanted to tell you, Donna, we love you. And know that we love you. And we're going to do everything we can to help you, myself specifically included, the show, whatever we can do here. And don't worry about, that, because when my mother died, I didn't even go back, and I was only 7, but the family never did anything. And finally, I had to go there and acknowledge. But Boogie right now is smiling, looking down at all of us. And he just wants me to tell you guys he loves you because it's all beautiful. You're Otis. So you got involved with Keepers of the Funk. You also are a musician, and I don't know if any of you guys at the bottom, his sons are on it. But Donna, I don't know if you heard me, but I just want you to know we love you and we're going to be behind you 100%. No matter what, whatever it takes, we're going to make that work. But Otis, Keepers of the Funk, where did that specific title and mindset come from?
Well, first of all, let me say this before I start answering the question. This is an emotional time for us.
It is.
And me knowing the family and where we've kind of come from and how we got to this point to build this legacy. It's very emotional. We started this thing back in 2016, trying to figure out what we could do. And we're finally getting to a point where, we got some product we can put out there. We got some other things going on Afterglow92416.com.
Yep.
And so this is emotional. So if you hear us sit back for a minute, just bear with us, okay?
Yeah, well, that's fine, bro.
That's all I ask. So now to answer your question, Keepers, as Donna was already alluding to, Keepers was a way of really thinking about, all the people that surrounded Boog, that surrounded all of us, and how can we give back? You heard Donna talking about the headstone. You heard us talking about how we could how we could continue to memorialize Boog. And if you think about it, all of us, I don't care if it's from George on down, Bootsy, all of us, we're a movement.
Yes.
We're really a movement. Okay.
Yes.
And what better way to memorialize not only Boog, but this whole movement that we have than by saying that we are keepers of the funk.
I like
okay.
It.
And I know later on in the show we're going to talk about the achievement awards and and the Grammys and that sort of thing. But you got to think about the art form. You got to think about this particular genre, this funk genre. And I'm gonna throw a second one out there. It's kind of like go-go. We never really got our props.
Yes, that's right.
We got overseas. We did a couple things, from a go-go standpoint, but we really never got our props. Keepers of the Funk surrounds everybody. It's one of those things that, we hope that everybody latches onto, because we're all keepers. I don't care what you play. You can play anything that you want to play. You can play the Brides. You can play George. You can play whatever you want to play is fine, but we're all keepers. And that's what we wanted to symbolize in Keepers of the Funk, and by way of honoring our fallen hero, Cardell Boogie Mawson.
That's right. That's right. And I just for the fans out there again, here we are with the beautiful. Yes.
Can I say something? Keepers came from Michael B. Patterson. We're just kind of carrying it on and kind of emphasizing what Keepers means to you. But actually how Keepers came about was originally I wanted to gather a lot of musicians and do something reminiscent of like We Are the World. So I took it to Michael B. Patterson, and too many musicians. It was just so many of them that and we couldn't figure out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Mike had been working on some music for a couple of years, and he donated the whole album to me. But the first song that he gave me was Keepers of the Funk. And technically, Keepers of the Funk for me can sometimes be the ones that were left behind, because there were a lot of good musicians that were out there that played with George, that was on the road, but they kind of just you don't know where they are. So, so I tried to go back and kind of gather some people that were forgotten, or not forgotten, but just were laying by the wayside, and just let people know that we are the ones that's going to keep the funk. So, technically, Keepers is turning into a big thing, but it originated from Michael B. Patterson.
Okay, that's real cool. And
that's how we got Keepers.
I'm gonna get to the bottom rack with Boogie Sons in a second, but I wanted to say first of all, thank you both. Again, here we are with Funk Royalty, Donna Sneed, Benevolent Funk, Otis Hawk, the Munson family, David and Cox and Remedy. It's like, since I met you from the Funk Tiz Ball, Donna, and then we started talking, right, and reconnected this year, since we're doing this funk thing here on IBM.TV, right? And I met Otis. Otis and I talk at least once a week. And I just want people to know that. This brother, yes, we're on the show, and he does a lot of great things, but I called Otis up right after surgery. I felt like you guys are my brothers and my sisters. You're so close to me, right? And I just wanted people to know that, because Otis and I was just talking the other day about stuff, and, he texts me and I text him back. But I'm in your family so hard, just for you youngins down there. Y'all don't even know. You got another Uncle Zack right here. So let me ask his sons, and you guys can jump in as you need to. Okay. When you saw your mom and you saw Otis and you saw the P-Funk community, you saw the P-Funk community really stepping up to make this work with all the great musicians and everything. Did you feel, and I know you did, but I just want to hear from you, a sense of pride that your dad's legacy will never be forgotten? Tell me about that.
I guess I'll jump in.
Yeah, go.
For me, it was really exciting because I remember, see, like a lot of people know, Pops is like the rock star and all of that, but he's just been dad to me, that just happened to do some real crazy stuff on stage with people with dresses and spaceships. You know what I'm saying? The normal stuff. But it's the stories that people don't know about, like I remember one time I was walking with him and he was just talking about how, one day I want to teach a kid in Plainfield how to play the guitar. He just Plainfield where I came from, and I just remember being in school not having instruments. That's something that I would just want to do, And it's just a lot of little stories like that where his heart was always to look out for others. Even to bring this up, when he knew he was going to die, he didn't want nobody to know. He knew it. He told the doctors he knew it. But when we were there, he's in there, on my good foot. He just made sure that he kept the spirits high, even though he knew it was going to happen. That's always been his heart. And that's why funk to me, it just means so much because it's more than just music. It's more than, more than, outfits and colors. It's a lifestyle. And he lived that out. And part of that is really looking out for others. And that's so when I'm seeing all of the benevolent funk and everything come together, it's almost like they're living out that funk and living out his heart to help others. So it's definitely it's just huge to see that going because it's like he's not here, but to see his purpose, his heart, and his force still move without him being here is huge.
And this is just the beginning. Yo, Cox, jump in there, brother, and tell me how you feel about it.
That's you, Ox.
Okay. Oh yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah. For me, honestly, in the beginning, I used to feel some kind of way because I didn't realize how he touched people. So it used to be way more like on a personal level. Like I know a lot of people will call him Uncle Bug or Pops. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, that's my dad. This, you know what I'm saying? Used to kind of get into it. It's feeling kind of like, I'm not feeling that, but it's just like his impact is crazy. Like,
how many people?
It was just like when he passed, the outreach, like I couldn't believe it. It was like I knew he was a superstar, but it was like in that moment, to me, he seemed more like a he was more like a pillar of the community, you know what I'm saying? He just meant a lot to people. Like a lot of people were saying that he's the reason why they even do music. Which to me is amazing that he was able to touch that many lives, you know what I'm saying, in such a special way. You know what I'm saying? But always to me, he just pops. You know what I'm saying? I just always remember just me and him kicking it. You know what I'm saying? He used to always call me old man, even though he was the old man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just remember just all over just our regular conversations, just about life and just certain things, you know what I'm saying? So I never really had that view, even when I went on the road with him, because see, my little brother Remby didn't get to experience as much because he was younger. But I had a pretty good stint, and you know what I'm saying? I seen the impact of the people in the crowd, but as a young kid, I didn't really comprehend it, you know. And I just
he was just dad, doing his thing.
It was just dad. I was just along for the ride. I just remember the fun times with me, Garrett, March, you know what I'm saying, running around the hotels as kids, like, you know. But it's like as you get older, you really, you know what I'm saying, you really appreciate it, you know. And it's just like I'm glad that he was able to touch the lives that he was able to touch, you know. And I'm, you know,
that's beautiful.
I'm proud of him, man. Can't help
you know, and it's funny because. And don't even worry about the emotions because I'm emotional. So this is raw. This is real. Funk from the front seat, IBM.TV. Here with, Remby and Ox and David and Benevolent Funk Dynasty and Otis Hawk live on Funk from the front seat, IBM.TV. Know that we love you all out there. Yo, David, so tell me a little bit about how you felt when you saw this tribute actually coming to life and all the great people that worked in it. How did you feel about how your mom and Otis was able to get what they needed? Thanks to God.
Well, it's I think we're all trying to keep it together right now.
It's all good, brother. We love you.
You know, he's always been just Pops. You know, my first time actually meeting my father, I flew from here to Atlanta, got off the plane, met him, You know, I can go into all
yeah.
this stuff deeper
Yeah,
some other
part two,
time.
you
But
go. Yeah.
got off the plane,
Uh-huh.
met him.
Uh-huh.
We hung out that evening, and the next day we flew out to
Yeah.
Cleveland to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to where he got inducted. So my first time actually hanging out with my father was when he was
Yo,
getting
that's
inducted to the
incredible.
Hall of Fame. And you know, it sounds like you hear it and it sounds really sexy and cool and this, that, and the other. And the whole time, all I could think about was I'm
Yeah.
hanging out with my father, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know, and I had some friends ask me about it, and my really close friends were like, man, what was it like hanging out with your dad and this, that, and the kind of hangers on are like, man, you got to meet such and such. What was that like? I'm like, it was cool, but my dad, you know, so he's always been that. And I feel like he's always been that to everybody. Like everything else, the fame, all that stuff was secondary. He was always there. He was always there for you. And I could see that permeate throughout the family. Uh, the first day I remember I met Donna and my brothers and sisters, it was all love, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
from the
yeah.
moment we met, it was just like, this
I
is
can
right.
tell.
This is something's been missing. Like once I found out about them, my life made sense.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
And so going into the toast for him, that was a really powerful thing because it seems it was pretty much the same thing. You know, I mean, Donna and Otis, they're like Yoda and Mace Windu. You know what I'm saying? They were holding it down. They were holding it down, and we were just like Padawans running around like do whatever we got to do to make this work. And also, it got to a point to where we started feeling. I know that myself, it was a little overwhelming, but there were always people. Every time it seemed like something, there was like a little catch or a snag. Somebody would pop up and be like, "Hey," they would tell these stories about Boog, and about how he touched their lives and this, that, and the other. And it's just incredible, man. It's always been everything else is like I said, it's always been secondary. I've I've never heard of somebody so loved, ever in my life. Everybody has a story about how, he changed their
Hey,
lives and the
Lolo.
things that he did for them. And, Don and Otis, they're keeping it rolling. They're keeping it, I mean, like you said, keepers of the funk. They're keeping it moving, and I mean, they're really true to his spirit. And
Yep.
that man, I couldn't believe, like when we were out, I was like, man, you're just giving everything you have away, and he was like, it ain't mine, they got me here, so why not, you know? And I feel like to a degree he passed, maybe financially, not with everything that was due to him, but he passed with a full heart. I mean, he was around his family. I remember they called
Oh
me. I
yeah.
was here.
Oh,
Everybody was there. I was on the phone with him, when he passed. So he, yeah, he was doing the damn thing just like Otis and my moms are doing. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I was gonna say before we bring in Ramona. Hi, Ramona. Welcome to Funk from the Front Seat. We got Funk Royalty in the house. We got all the Munsters and Otis Hawk in the house, Benevolent Funk. But I wanted to just touch on something you said, David, real fast. I'll tell my Boogie Munson story in part 3 because first of all, I got to have all you come back after September 24th. We're gonna talk about that, and I'm sure it's gonna be so hot. That's going to be a show to talk about unto itself. And I'll tell my Boogie Munson story another time. But everybody I see here today is smiling, maybe a tear or two. But the man brought joy. And you said something key, David. And I believe Rummy said this. He said, the purpose of life is to find your gift. The meaning of life is to give it away. And that's what Boogie did. That's why we're here today, to pay tribute, to pay homage. The man was a funk genius. He was an icon that was so humble and down to earth. When P Funk went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Then I'm gonna get to Donna, and then first I'm gonna get to Ramona. But when P-Funk went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in my neighborhood and in my town, we felt like we all went in because Funkadelic looked like us, talked like us, we acted like them, we wanted to dress like them. And when they finally got in, we had, and I told Donna this story, we had our own Hall of Fame celebration, watching it, getting smoked up, licking up, drinking up. Even though we couldn't be in Cleveland, we had our own. I just want you to know, I was living in Brentwood, Long Island at the time. We did our own thing because I felt as a drummer, a bass player, and funketeer, I was like, damn, I made it. You know, that's how powerful the funk is. And I believe Ox said this, it's a way of life, you know, or Remy said this, it's a way of life. And I am so grateful to have you guys on this show. So Ramona, we just sitting here kicking it. Tell us a little bit about you and introduce yourself. Funk from the Front Seat Live, y'all. Go ahead, Ramona.
Okay, what's up? I am Ramona. I am one of the youngest, one of the twins. My twin broski is on the line with Severity. Twin life. I'm just happy to be here. I think, you know, we're all in a place of just really wanting to honor his legacy in our own ways. You know, one thing about the Mawson Clan is that...
Can you turn your volume up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, one thing about the Mawson Clan is that we're all incredibly talented people. And I feel like all of us in our own ways are finding ways to honor him and honor his legacy through what it is
Amen.
we do. You know, we're not all musicians, but we all are incredible people, and we're finding our own unique ways to honor him. And so for me, that's academia, that's scholarship. But for my siblings, that's many other things. And for my mom and Otis, that's continuing his legacy through music. So yeah, I'm just blessed to be here. I'm happy that we could. And I think it's just important for us and everything. We are funky. We are the keeper that.
Okay, we lost a little bit of your volume there, but we get what you're saying.
We can't really hear you, Mona.
Yeah, I think she's driving,
We can't
but
really
it's
hear
cool.
you, Mona.
Okay.
Turn your Bluetooth off. It sounds like you're getting hooked up to the car.
Yeah. But Otis, so tell us again where they can find this 9/24/20 streaming party that we're gonna do for Cordell. Tell us a little about that, O.
All right. Well, basically, we're still putting some things together here, but now understand that the release itself, we have that scheduled for 9/24/20. Okay.
Well,
I go back to a little bit of the history on that. You know, it's the first show that we actually did in DC, in Chocolate City. We did it on 9/24/16. Okay, and Donna and I got together and we put something together. We had a serious bunch of cats out of Boston, and you know, we just kind of rocked it. You know, so we had a good time with that. You know, so the date itself is very symbolic. Not only is it the first day that and the first event that we did, is also symbolic from the standpoint it is the day that the mothership went into the mothership went into the Smithsonian.
yes,
And so
yes.
all of this is very symbolic. And so what you hear and what you see coming up on 9/24/20 puts all of this together for us. And you know, we just wanted to be the bomb. You know, you're gonna be able to find it. It is a single. Once again, you know, a lot of the you know, information you'll see out there, but Michael B. Patterson, you know, big funk up to him, you know, part of the funk crew as well, out there on the road. But definitely one of the key writers on Keepers of the Funk. It will be released on all streaming platforms and also on Afterglow 9/24/16.com. All right, don't forget that .com. All right, but it will be out there on that starting on 9/24. Got some more information coming up. By the time we get off, you know, the air today, you may start to hear, you know, a couple snippets here and there of the tune. But you know, just look out for it. Just keep us in there.
It'll be tight. And I wanted to tell Donna, somehow, and after, and I got to speak. I wanted to tell you that day, 9/24. I'm going to make sure that gets on IBM TV as well, even if it's not on my show. Okay. Even if I have to do a special segment, I can set it up. But I'm going to make sure that that's on, and we're running that Funk from the Front Seat as well. And that's one way I can get back.
Go ahead. Come here, go ahead.
But Don,
so I can tell you a little bit about the release party. It was really supposed to be. Here go my grandson. Say hi to my grandson, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
What's good? Hey?
What's up, Quad?
What up?
Much love.
I do see everybody.
You do see everybody.
Got the family.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good.
What's good, nephew?
Good, homie.
Yes, sir. We definitely got to get up soon.
Yeah, no doubt.
Mona's back. So I can tell you a little bit about the release party because Mona's back. So I'm going out to Ypsilanti, and I have asked Mona and Gabe and Frankie to help me do a live release party. And Frankie's a DJ out there. I don't know if Mona wants me to say who he is, but that's okay. Frankie's a part of the family. And so we're going to do a live release party out there in the Detroit area on September the 24th. I got some heavies out there coming on board to help me. I'm driving out there for this, y'all. So y'all come on, so help us funk.
That's right. That's right. And everybody watching the show, know that 9/24/20 is a special day. Know that we all got together here today to pay homage to Funk Royalty and the Funk Royalty family. Mr. Cardell Boogie Munson. Know that you're watching this on IBM.TV on my show Funk from the Front Seat. And also, the Funk, always on the one. So we got some pictures, right? I'm going to have my producer Mark pull up some of these pictures, especially the ones where you guys are receiving that Grammy and stuff like that. So everybody's going to stay there. You're just going to go on the side. And I'm going to have my producer pull some of these up. We're not going to do a lot of them because we got another couple of shows to do this with you guys. But I wanted to pull up, Mark, if you listen back there, that picture where everybody's hanging out and they're receiving that award. So that, when I saw that, it brought tears to my heart. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. So we're going to pull that up in a minute. So, Grammy Award-winning bass player, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, that man right there, Boogie Munson. Now look at that. How cool is that? That's the epitome of funk.
Cool individual.
The epitome of funk.
Swag on swole.
That's right. That's right. We're going to keep it moving.
Oh, man. That was
I don't know who that is.
That's everybody.
That's Billy Bass. That's Billy Bass.
Oh, okay. And that's Jerome Braley.
Bigfoot.
That's Bigfoot Braley.
Yeah,
and also, that's Thomas, Mr. Thomas.
That's us. That's us.
Yeah,
that was us looking the best there. You know what I'm saying? Had the rep for Pops.
Fly. Look at that. Look at that. Look how fly you are.
Dapper.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Look them on. Look at us, y'all.
And they're killing it.
We sure know how to look good.
Man, Mona be out dressing all of us, man. We need to
really
crop
good.
her out or something. She be killing all of us.
Y'all gotta catch up.
What did Chauncey say? He said it's a toast to Boogie, not you. Shit. He said you making us look bad.
I love it. I love it. That man right there, Cardell Boogie Munson. Look at that.
Man, that's Hall of Fame. That's backstage. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
That had to
I
be
like
the
that photo,
first
man.
experience.
Yeah.
Super crazy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I love
Boozilla.
that.
Look at the Tanya
Look
There
at
we go.
Tanya.
and the fool in the back.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now we
Now
wow.
y'all done went and done it.
bro.
That's all right, Cordell. Look at Tanya. Look at Cordell. Cordell is the
Wow.
baby.
Damn,
See, and what y'all gonna realize
Pops back
is,
there looking like Butch Lewis.
for real, like no matter where he went, no matter where he went, he was
No
like
shirt
a
and a
funk
vest and a
mascot.
tie.
Yo, he's a funk mascot at all times. He's a funk mascot.
He was
For real.
I love that picture.
24/7. He could jump right on the stage at any moment.
Yeah, no
Always,
doubt.
was always ready. The funk mascot, for real.
That's one of my favorite pictures.
There go Momo and her
Yeah,
daddy.
I like that. Yeah.
One of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
Look at Sister.
There go Chauncey. Boy, Lisa put it down, man. She helped a lot with the tribute, man. She
For real.
Oh,
She was-
Lisa's still
yeah.
putting it down.
Yeah,
Lisa's still
she-
putting
yeah.
it down. Everything that I do, she right on board. Lisa,
Yeah, she
Lisa
don't play,
is putting it
man.
down. Nah,
Yeah,
she
be
don't
the
play.
real
Don't
deal.
play.
She be putting in
That was
work.
a good day too.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, remember Junior eating all everybody food off their plates?
Yeah,
For real.
Junior was snatching everything off plates that day.
that was my birthday, right?
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah, my
look at that.
67th birthday. Uh-oh.
That's a throw.
Oh, who's that?
Mona, I don't want y'all telling nobody how crazy I acted at Garrett's party when I met Darius McCray. I think I embarrassed my kids. I went ape shit crazy.
Sounds about right.
These are great photos. Can we have some copies of these?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to tell
Okay.
you.
All right.
I'm trying to.
The dope thing about Pops
So
is,
check this out. First of all, I want to clap because you guys are laughing, we're joking around, and we're doing all this great walking down memory lane. It does my heart so good. This is a healing for the world. If everybody in the world just did what we are doing right now, we wouldn't have these problems. And I wanted to say, Ramon, I think you asked for copies. I got some of them from Otis, and then but we have them. But I wanted to thank my producer, Mark Lee, because Mark figured out a way to make all his work today with the photos, which we really had never really done before. So, Mark, you're behind the scenes. I want to thank you.
Let's go, Mark.
For being a great producer, Funk from the front.
Thank you, Mark.
Because
Thank
a lot
you,
of times
Mark.
producers are not really recognized because they're behind the scenes. But I always recognize my producers because I think it's important. And I just wanted Mark to know, because when I sent him this stuff late last night, he was like, I'll get right on it. And Mark is a big part of what makes this show go. I do all the talking out front, but as you guys came on earlier, you can hear us joking around. But when it's time to be serious, we are. And Mark, thank you for that. And now we have one more thing that I really have to get into, because it's been 7 years, correct? This is the 7th year. Mr. Munson died in 2013, if I recall correctly. So it's been 7 years. And Boogie somehow knew all of this was going to happen. Don't ask me how I know. I just know certain things. I think the time has got my head in the way, but I'm going to duck down. Somehow Boogie knew all of this stuff was going to happen. So now that it's happening the way it is in a pandemic, when we all have to pay more attention to everything, I think what you guys are doing is so very important. That's why we got to get this out to the world. We got to make sure. Anita Hawk said great photos, family photos. We got to make sure that everybody knows the legacy, and we will. This is the beginning. You know, you guys already started it. I'm just happy to be a fly on the wall and work with you guys again. We're with Funk Royalty, the first family of bass. You know, Mr. Cordell, Boogie Munson, you know, beautiful Donna Sneed, Benevolent Funk, Otis Hawk, Remedy, David, Ramona, and Ox holding it down for the family. See, I got all the names right. I did. I got them right. But I cheated. I wrote them down.
Hey,
So,
Zach. Zach.
Yo.
Zach, we're gonna kill him after this show with this new name you just gave, Remedy. But his name is Remby, R-E-M-B. But he is a remedy to a lot of our problems.
I told you. See, Remby. Sorry, Remby. And please put that on my bad list. I'm usually allowed 3 to go.
He remedy for the next 6 months.
Yeah. I'm already getting text messages, but I'll roll with it. I can dig
Remedy, Ramsey, Terry.
Wait a minute, hey y'all, we got another family member here.
MVP.
Lisa.
What's going on, sis?
He got my oldest daughter.
What up? She be behind the scenes, the ropes and wires making this happen.
Thank you for coming on. Yes, and by all means, kill me because I told you I can't see it. Everything kind of small. So get back to the funk. We got this thing popping 924. And we're gonna be talking about the legacy of Mr. Cordell Boogie Munson. It's on all streaming platforms. So all my listeners, all my funk fans out there around the world, this is so important that we make sure that 924 marked on your calendar. You'll see me drop posts. Everybody here is on Facebook and social media. You can find everybody. I want to plug Afterglow 92416 and all the products that you guys are going to be adding to that. So, Otis, you're a businessman behind a lot of this, right? Because of, and you and I talked about this privately, Otis, because of us having to reboot because of the pandemic, what are some of the different things you're doing to keep this movement alive now that we can't go door to door, so to speak?
Well, with the thanks of IBM TV and Zack Roberson, there's 2 right there. All right. So basically, the industry has lost a lot. And I don't have the number in my head right now, the billions of dollars that have been lost over the last 6 months, 8 months. But it's almost impossible right now for us to be out. Some things are opening up right now, and you're getting some venues. You're seeing some things that are happening at drive-ins. You see Walmart opening up their parking lots and doing, things there. There's a whole lot of small things that are going on to try to get people there and be able to social distance. So what we're doing basically is we've just gone to a different platform. So instead of doing the live shows like we did the Toast of the Boogie, like we did Funktoberfest up in Plainfield, those types of things, we are basically going online and we're pivoting and hitting it the way the only way that we can. So we thank you all. We thank everybody that's listening right now for being out there for us, because we can't put together 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 people right now and make this happen. So this is the way that we can do it safely. We've got hybrid events that are out there. So anything that we can do with a small group of people, as well as adding on the live version of it, that's what we'll do. And we'll do that to keep things going. And if you're interested, and obviously if you're on here, you are, please go to Afterglow92416.com. Go to the last page of that and just subscribe. Okay. Just subscribe. You don't have to buy anything. We got a lot of products out there. You can look at the products. We're going to have the CD out there as well, but just subscribe to it just so that you can stay in the loop on what we're doing and stay up to date on what's happening. We want to be able to just put you on and, send you a quick email when things open up in 2021, and I think the first one that we're probably going to be on is probably going to be the Funketeers Ball. May be something before that, but right now that looks like that may be one of the first things that we'll be at. But, as things open up in 2021, we want you there. So subscribe, to our platform and, leave your information so we can stay in touch with you. But that's the way we're working it. Afterglow92416.com, last page, subscribe, just send us your email address. You're in.
That's what's up. And for those of you listening out there, again, Funk from the Front Seat, IBM.TV, Funk Royalty, the family of Boogie Munson, Donna, Benevolent Funk, Otis Hawk, and all his family members. And if you look on the bottom of this show, you can see it scrolling. So please subscribe, Afterglow92416.com. And independent artists out there, I'm speaking to the fans of independent businesses and independent artists. Please support things like this. Support the foundation of Boogie Munson, because you can see the sincerity and the love of Boogie's family by coming on, taking an hour of their time today just to spend it with us. That's important, that we give back to that man and his legacy and his family, because they're doing something very, very special. Not a lot of family members and groups of Funketeers actually have banded together to put something out like this. I know
Zack, can I say one more thing?
Yo, go for it.
There's not, you just asked a specific question, and everybody that's sitting on here right now, every one of the family members that's sitting on here right now is an integral part and a spoke in this big wheel. We don't have this large production team putting on everything that we do.
Yes.
What we have is what you see right here. This is the way we make it work. And we keep it as tight. Okay, let me go back there. We keep it tight as James Brown would. Okay.
Amen.
So if you ever heard that saying, if it's James Brown tight, that's the way we keep it. All right. We don't have a big production team. So all we ask for is for you, to just be a part of the movement. All right. And for you to basically understand that we're here. We're just continuing the legacy of Boogie. That's what we want to do. And obviously you're on here because you love the music, you love what we're doing, and we definitely want to keep it that way. So I just wanted to put that little piece out there that everybody that's sitting on here right now, every one of the family members, and there's people that's not on here that help us out. All right. We're a foundation. Okay. We are trying to get this thing lifted off. Okay. We need your help to do it. Anything that you can do, be it a donation, understand that it goes to the foundation. It doesn't go to us. It goes to the foundation, and that's what we're about. If you can't make it to the Funketeers Ball, that's okay. As you asked the question earlier, we got a different platform now. That platform is online. So if you can't make it there, you don't feel comfortable traveling still in April, don't worry about that. All right? We still got you. All right?
Yep.
We'll do something live. I just wanted to say that. I wanted everybody to know that the family is involved in this entire project here.
Yo, that's very important. I'm glad you did, because Family Affair, when that song came out, it had a really good meaning to a lot of people. And the only reason you're able to continue this legacy is because Donna and yourself had this plan. And then you reached out to the closest people around you to put that plan into place. And with his children involved, and like you said, other people behind the scenes involved, that makes it, brother, let me tell you something. That makes it even more special. What you're doing, what you guys doing is very special. Not a lot of people can do it. And like you said, it's lifting off the foundation, and it's very important. Boogie's foundation is about more than just the funk. It's about you guys and how you're giving it back like that. And in addition to all your personal stuff and your lives, you made it possible now for my friends in Australia watching this show, for your friends you may have in England, Germany, wherever around the world. They now know more about what we're doing because you guys just have been relentless. And I applaud you. I want to do everything I can to help make it work. Again, I'm a fly on the wall. I'm just happy to be there. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Otis. That's very important. Donna, you and I were speaking about 3 weeks ago, and we talked about all the great musicians that called up. And I want to make sure, Michael, if you're watching, Mr. Patterson, Donna thinks so much of you. And he spoke very highly of you as well, because when I spoke with Michael, just like with Otis, his passion for this project and the spokes that are coming off this project was so powerful. I talked to him for 1 minute and then I said, yo, we got to make this work in a big way. Just, I don't care how many bands you got. I don't care how many bands you play with. I need to, very important. So getting back to Ramona and, the rest of the children, I'm not going to miscall your name again, but now that you guys see the power of a thought, because this was a thought in Donna's mind. So now the power of that thought that your mom has, she's a great lady, but I just want you to lift her up. Tell me about that love for your mom and that you saw between her and Boogie. Just tell me, because this is a love thing. It's a family thing. And I always tell Donna I love her. I mean that. And I know you guys do too. So tell me about that.
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The word love, I think, is exactly what it is. This is a labor of love that she's engaged in. Nobody's paying her to do this. There's no glitz and fame coming with it. It really is. It's coming directly from her heart and directly from not only the love that she has for Boogie, but also the love that she has for his legacy. And that includes us. That includes me, Remby, Cordell. We're also a part of his legacy. And a lot of the work that she does, she'll speak about Boogie, but then she'll also speak about wanting us to be able to have something.
Yes.
Champion for him, us to be able to have something to move forward in his honor. And so it really is, I just love the fact that you use the word love, because that's what it is. It's really just her having such an incredible heart. And despite all of the trials and tribulations, we know that the funk has its ups and has its downs. But she continues to be steadfast in the love that she has for him and for us. And so I can say, to my mother, I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful to you for championing this. And I'm grateful that you care enough about him and about us to put in the work that you've put in. And we are here. We are supporting you. I cannot wait to see the wonderful and beautiful things that come out of this for you, for us, and also for all of the Funketeers around the world who love Boogie just as much as you do and as we do.
Yo, that was so beautifully said. And I'm going to let one of the gentlemen go next. Just tell your mom how much you love her, man. Tell her, because she needs to know, and I know she knows, but tell her, because we're uplifting her today. Tell her.
I'll jump in next. Love is the perfect word, but a lot of times when we think of love, we think that love ends at the grave. And what's really awesome about what my mom is doing right now is her example of her love for Pops, Cordell, Boogie, Musoon. That's French.
Says that. Yep.
That's French. It extended beyond the grave. Their love for each other extended beyond the grave. When he was alive, it extended beyond the relationships that they were in. They've always loved each other no matter what. And it's just so encouraging to see that strong love, that force is still going just as strong as it was when Pops was here, and we're still able to reach out to a lot of people and still able to do a lot simply because of the love that she has for him and the commitment that comes with that love. And we're definitely appreciative of that love, Mom. You're definitely setting an example for us to follow. And it's just great to kind of just be caught up in the tidal wave of love and go along for the ride, because amazing stuff like this happens. So keep going, Mama.
Yo, Ox, jump in there, brother.
Yeah. I was going to say, Mama, you already know how mean you get down, but
Mama's boy. Sorry.
So but like kind of piggybacking off what I had said earlier, how I used to be like kind of jealous of the relationship that my pops had with other people. But see, my whole thing is that in my life, even without the music and everything, he's gonna always be there. I'm gonna always be proud of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always love him. I'm always love their relationship. But I just really love the way that you're continuing to give Boogie to the world.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people really look at it like that. Like you're literally, you know what I'm saying, the people that love him, you're giving him in. It's like he's reincarnated through you. And for that alone, I'm so proud of you. ain't even got the words to express it. You know what I'm saying? You keep him alive.
This is for you, Donna. We are proud of you, baby. We love you. We love you. We love you, Donna. Yo, David, jump in there, man.
So like I said before, I kind of came along on the tail end of a lot of these things. I actually met everybody when I was probably 24ish, somewhere around there. Um, I'm 25 now. So, no, but so essentially, I had about 16, 17 years with Pops. But being kind of, I mean, I don't really know another way to say this, but kind of being an outsider and then coming into the family, I was a little worried about, everybody worries about being accepted, and it really wasn't an issue. You know, um,
Okay.
we've, I mean, it's I can't think of a time in my life when I've bonded with somebody so quickly, and just to be accepted is huge, and that changed my life because that changed the way that I deal with others, and it put me in a place to where I'm more accepting of others. And she didn't have to. She could have been like, who's this kid that Boogie's taking to the Hall of Fame and blah blah blah, whatever, go on about your business. But she didn't. She embraced me, and in doing so, she was like, hey, things happen. It is what it is. And I love you regardless. I got your back, period. And that goes for everybody. Anybody who is in the circle, and even those who are outside of the circle, they still feel that love and that compassion.
That's right. That's
And
right.
it's
That's right.
it's just something that's really incredible. I'll tell you a quick story. She's probably gonna be pissed at me for telling you this, but so this is when I lived in Seaside,
Pull up the notebook.
and I was I'm just hanging around, and she gets a call. It's me and Rimby, and we're just hanging out at the house. She goes, what? Hold on, we'll be right there. Come on, y'all. So I'm like, what's going on? Apparently, some people were trying to fight Ox at the ball court. So mom's like, come on, she's like, come on, we rolling.
Wow.
She grabs a pipe,
Right.
throws it in the car, like, come on. I'm like, all right, cool. I guess we going to handle some stuff. So
Yeah.
we get in the car, we roll up, pulls the emergency brake, we hop out. She's out there waving that pipe. Which one of y'all messing with my son? Which one of y'all messing with my son? I'm like, I have never felt so terrified and safe in my whole life. Everybody backs away. And I'm like, it was literally like Moses parting the Red Sea with the staff. It was, except it was a pipe and a basketball court in New Jersey. So from that moment forward, I was like, this woman is willing to do whatever it takes, to make sure that we're all good, and she may kill me for telling that story, but she do whatever it takes, and she's been doing that, and I'm just along for the ride, and I do what I'm told because I ain't trying to catch that pipe.
Can't try to catch the pipe.
That's that relentless love.
I got no. That makes two of us.
Yeah. So.
Again, I wanted to just let the audience know. 9/24/20, tribute to Cardell, Boogie, Monsoon, that's French, Keepers of the Funk release is going to be on all streaming platforms, and we're going to have some on IBM as well. This Grammy Award-winning bassist, rock and roll Hall of Famer, and for a black man, like I said, I feel that any black person that can get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I love you for that because we all go in. And we are with Otis Hawk. He's one of the business minds behind this venture. Donna Sneed, Benevolent Funk, Keepers of the Funk. It's her seed that spread this ripple effect to all her children, her grandchildren, her friends, people like myself, and all of these great funketeers that we're not going to forget the Glenn Goinses. We're not going to forget the Eddie Hazels. We're not going to forget the Munsons. We're not to forget the Gary Shiders, the Tiki Fullwoods, Belita Woods, all the women of the
Yeah.
funk. So
Believe it.
Yeah.
Belita, yes.
Malia.
aspects to this.
Yes.
I'm going to let you go first. Your last words and thoughts. Again, this is part 2, but we are going to do a part 3, just so all you guys know, because we had originally said we were going to do 3 segments, all right? And we are going to come back and do another segment. Again, with all you family members are invited back, and we're going to talk, and kick it like we're kicking it now. But Donna, I want you to go first. Your last words and thoughts on anything that you want to talk about, especially, if you want to mention Black Lives Matter, or the terrible fires or the floods. We want everybody to know IBM.TV, Funk from the Front Seat, Benevolent Funk, Afterglow. We all care about what you're doing, but you guys out there in the audience have to care about what these people are doing. It's very, very important. You go to that website, and it's on the bottom of the screen, and support. I'm asking you again, all my Funketeers, please support this movement, because it's just getting started. And you can get in, on the ground floor. It's been like 4 or 5 years in the pumpkin heart. So you guys need to get up on that. Donna, your thoughts, sweetheart?
Yeah. Well, I just think that prayer is powerful, and my greatest asset is my faith. I know that there are a lot of people out there going through a lot of stuff. We have a lot of friends and family, California, fires, floods. It's really not much that we can do about any of that, but just pray for everybody, I want to thank my children, David. Thank you for that story. But I also want to say that David is instrumental in a lot of the stuff that's going on too, because of David and his affiliations out in Little Rock. We are now officially the Cardell Mawson Foundation. So, we all pull together, but I just need everybody to know that we don't have no massive budget. You know what I'm saying? Boogie wasn't a musician that really protected his career. So we're just trying to continue his legacy. Go to the website. Ladies, we got some funky t-shirts up. We got some Boogie bios. We got masks. I mean, there are so many ways to support us. But mostly I just ask for everybody to just pray for our success, and so help us funk.
Otis, jump in there, brother. Last words.
Well, I mean, definitely we want to thank everybody who's listening out there. And as Don has already said, just definitely go to the websites, help us out. If you just want to make a donation, you can go on to afterglow92416.com. You can get a gift card. You're definitely going to be able to pick up Keepers of the Funk from there. We got a couple of special boxes that's going to be coming out later on. That's got a lot of merch in it. So, you can make a donation of $25, $50, and I forgot what the other one was. I think it was $100, Donna. But anyway. Okay.
I think it's $1 million. I think that's the third one.
Whoa, okay. But definitely go on the site. Just support us. If you do nothing else today from this call, other than go on the site and just subscribe to it, we have your email and we can let you know what's going on and when things are coming up, then do that. When we all turn this corner with this COVID-19 and we're all feeling safe to travel, to go out and do things. Oh my God! Just think about the amount of concerts and nice stuff that's going to be out there to go to. I keep saying this, in my household, like the first check that people get, it's all going to go to concerts. It's all going to go to Ticketmasters and all of that, because people want to get out of the house. Yeah. It's like, I'm so tired of being cooped up here, but definitely support us there. Support us. Anything we can get to you, let us know. We'll get it to you.
Amen. Ramona, last word, sweetheart.
I'm just grateful to everyone who's listening and supporting, and I definitely can acknowledge that there is a.
Okay, we lost her for a minute.
Oh no, what can she acknowledge?
She'll be back. But Remy, jump in there. Last words, brother.
Well, I don't think she can hear us.
Yeah.
Um, sorry to
She'll be
cut you
back.
off, Mama. We can't hear you, so I'm
She'll
gonna
be
hop
back.
in. Last words, man. Funk is about just spreading love and joy and happiness. You know, everybody. There was one time I was in school in a class, and it came up. The music teacher was talking, and I'm like, "Yeah, my pops played for P Funk." And some random kid in front of me was like, "Is your dad Boogie?" And it scared the mess out of me. I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh my God, I met him." And I was like, "All right, pause. How do you know? How did you make that connection?" He's like, "I don't know. You were just happy and stuff like him, so I just assumed that he was your dad." And I'm like, the amount of joy that he spread allowed and that he's passing on to us allowed someone that I didn't even know his name connect me to him just based off of his character. Scared the mess
Powerful.
out of me. Scared the mess out of me. But that just,
Rumpelstiltskin.
right, exactly. But that just shows what the funk is all about. You know, it's all about love. It's all about spreading love, joy, and happiness. And you could be colorful and play some funky music while you at it, you know? So that's what this is all about. So let's not lose sight of that. And that's definitely what the world needs right now is a little bit of love, joy, and happiness up in here. So support us so that we can help spread that. And y'all do the same, you dig?
Yo, Ramona, I'm gonna get you back on. Your last thoughts because it got cut off.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying that, I'm basically what Remby was saying. The funk is a way of life. The funk can heal you. I encourage all of us who are going through things, buy the keepers of the funk, turn that thing on and just lay yourself on it. Let it bless you. Let it give you all the good vibes. And also know that in supporting us, it's not just about buying it so we can get money. It's really about the things that we're trying to do.
Amen. That foundation. Yep. Ox, jump in there, brother.
Start some scholarships.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome. Yo, Ox.
I'm good. You hear me?
Yeah. Last words, brother.
All right, man. I just want to say, man, I appreciate the support from everybody in this group right now, from all the fans, all the people, all the outpouring, the people who contacted me when my dad passed, the people who keep in touch that I never even met. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate it all. You know what I'm saying? And hope to keep this funk thing going. And I just want to leave with just one last thing. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my dad's weapons of choice. He always stayed with two of them.
Oh, I got the other
Yeah.
one. I'll be back.
Yes.
I just had to share it with the world, man.
Yeah.
I keep him with me 24/7.
Yes, bring it.
Hold it me. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like holding a lifesaver. You know what I'm saying? It's special.
Yo. Yeah.
Very, very special, man.
Yeah. Yo, that's beautiful, man. Yo, David, last words, brother.
So obviously you can't choose your parents. You know, that's just kind of how it rolls. And speaking to everything that's going on in the world right now, you know, especially with the Black Lives Matter, and I've mentioned this before, Mona, and I've talked about it. You know, to live in this country is an honor and a privilege. So having said that, you know, that's kind of the key, you know, that everybody says about America. Well, it's a privilege. So if you live in this country, privilege exists.
Yes.
So white privilege exists.
Yes.
I'm privileged. We're all privileged. And it doesn't have to be this negative word. And I feel like with what we're doing here, we're privileged. I mean, a lot of us have been privy to things that most people may not have ever experienced, like going on tours and being backstage and this, that, and the other. But what we're doing is we're using that privilege to help to bring everybody else together. So it's not a bad word. It's the ability to say, you know what, I'm in this position here. Take my hand. Let me help you. You know, let me use this to kind of guide you, to light the way, you know, to give up the funk. That's my perspective on it. It's an honor. You know, none of us chose to be born into this life, but we have it. We're here, and the world needs it. and we're in a position to share that, to do a little sprinkle to hit everybody up with that. And so that's what we're doing. And I would encourage everybody to do the same thing. Put your egos to the side, and get out there and love one another. I know it sounds cliche, but shit, you got to do it, man.
Said, brother, let me say something. Everybody on this panel, other than Otis and Donna, all you youngins, y'all got an uncle that y'all don't know about, which is me. So I got your back 24/7, 365. So let's get that out the way. All right.
Number 9.
I'm the uncle that will probably take you out to smoke pot and give you some wine. All right. So that's me. I'm the funnel.
On my way.
Yeah. Donna.
Hey, listen. Remy, listen. Remy has Boogie's guitar and Cordell has Boogie's bass. So this is a privilege to be able to. Come on, y'all. Show them, y'all. Show them. Yes, sir.
Weapons of choice.
That stuff right there. Rock and roll Hall of Fame stuff. Okay, that's like having Jackie Robinson's Mick or something like that. Because just the fact that you guys got it, that photo would speak to his legacy. He's looking down on us right now. I got goof pimples every time I get a spirit that pops in my seat with me. And let me tell you something. You guys have made Cordell Boogie Munson a very happy, angelic, black leprechaun funketeer. Okay? That would be his name. And let me tell you, tonight he'll probably come to me just to thank me. And I can only tell him, no, thank you for all that you've given to us. Thank you, Boogie. Thank you, Cordell Boogie Munson. Thank you to his family. I love all you guys. This is part 2. There will be a part 3 once we get the dates figured out. Because I told you it was always going to be 3 parts. Again, Funk from the Front Seat. We had Funk Royalty in the house today. Mark, my producer, Mark Lee. Fantastic job today. All my Funketeers out there. Here we're going to get with this. Thank you, everybody.
Solid.
Funky.
Thank you.
Get
Thank you.
Go to the website.
Thank y'all.
IBM.TV. Let's get it. Say what? Are you there? New York, Philadelphia, Texas, California, Oregon, Portland, Utah, Michigan, New Jersey, North Carolina, Virginia. Go with the funk.
All right.
That's our shit today. We love you. Goodbye.
Love y'all.
We out.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Cheers.
Holla.
Hey, y'all. Yeah.
Stay funky.
Oh.
Woo. All right, y'all. We out. I love you. I'll see you next time.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Don't forget
Be
that
good.
date. September 24th. Make sure you on it. See you later. All my Funketeers, I'm out. Woo! Zack! Funk from the Front Seat, IBM.TV. Go ahead. It's hot, Mark. It's hot, baby.
Yeah, I just had to let you know that was one rocking show. That was an amazing thing. I was so glad to meet that family. They are amazing. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going to let the family know, but that show is on the 24th. I don't know what we're going to do, but the 23rd, we have one of my shows that's airing because that the 24th is a Thursday. So we got something airing on the 23rd here on IBM.TV. I'm going to have to get with you, Zack, because we're going to have to try to figure out some way that on the day before the release, they get some more notice and we do something for them on one of my shows. There's actually just one show on Wednesday afternoon, but we will make sure that they are definitely included on the Wednesday the 23rd show. I'll make sure that happens for you, my brother, because I definitely consider them to be part of my family as well.
You know they are.
You're part of my family, and I'm one of those funky uncles too. I might not give them the weed, but I'll give them some drinks. So I consider myself one of their funky uncles also.
Hey, Mark, good job today, brother. And listen, we're going to make that happen. I'll be in touch with them via phone. And, I'm going to be promoting it on my Facebook page live because, the legacy of Cordell, Boogie Munson, and his family and what they're doing is rare. And they're doing it together as a family. For everybody out there listening, if you have your family and you guys are doing stuff and making stuff happen for something that you feel is very important, don't ever think that people aren't watching. It's very important, especially now. The Creator has a plan. There's a spiritual purpose for each and every one of us. Utilize that. Don't waste time worrying about negative stuff. On our show, Funk from the Front Seat and IBM.TV family, we keep it real, we keep it raw, we may laugh, we may cry. The one thing we're never going to do is get into any of that negative stuff because we don't do that. And once again, be safe, wear your mask. Once again, have your hand sanitizer, okay? These are just standard things we're going to need now. Keep your social distance. If you have lost a family member in this COVID or a family member due to anything, know that I love you and know that we at IBM.TV care. If you ever feel like you want to hurt yourself or you are depressed, make sure you contact one of us. We have different phone numbers and different websites. We want you to stay healthy mentally, stay alive. We need you, especially young people. You may feel you don't have any place to turn to. You can turn to one of us. We are always here for you. We need you on this planet to do all the great things the Creator have set up for you. All the people in California that right now are currently breathing soot, ash, getting smoked out, people crying, lost their homes and everything. Just know that God has a plan for you. Maybe that wasn't the plan to have your home burned. Maybe it wasn't the plan for you to lose a loved one to COVID, but just know your presence is important until we get to that next mental level. If you are being abused, if you're a woman or a child and you're in a domestic relationship and you're being hurt, please call the police. Please know that we at IBM.TV care about women that are being abused, about children that are being hurt, and some men as well. If you're in an abusive situation, you know you can't be in that situation. Do everything you can to stay safe. Keep your kids safe. Make sure your children are safe, especially if they are black or brown skinned. Make sure that they know they could be a target. We have to stop police violence. We have to stop it. And it doesn't matter about color. What matters is police violence. That's one thing. And the violence against Black Lives Matter protesters simply because they want to protest for a better way. Two different issues. White, black, brown, nobody should have to worry about getting killed at a protest by someone that believes that they have the right to be in a militia and carry illegal arms to shoot someone down as innocent. Know that we at IBM.TV care. Also, if you go to the IBM.TV website, and you can go to the dollar store that Mr. Lynn Shepard, one of our sponsors and donors of money, he makes sure that shows like mine, shows like Mark Lee's show, shows like Tish Oakley's show, they can all be done. And without sponsors like Lynn, we couldn't make it happen. And if you are out there and you feel in some kind of way, just think for a moment. Critical thinking, because our kids are watching. And I'm going to leave you with that. Funk from the Front Seat. I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow. We have a special guest on Funk Music with Zack, IBM.TV, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be Mr. John Purvis, an amazing guitar player from Brooklyn, New York. I played with him in many band situations. He's going to come on. We're going to kick it a little bit about Black Lives Matter as well. He's going to play some music for us. Mark, I'll turn it over to you, brother.
All right, sounds like a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to give them that intro, outro once again, just so they know what it's all about to wrap everything up. But once again, I must let you know, Zach, that was one amazing show. I was really impressed with that family, and they were just truly wonderful. And I look forward to seeing part 3 when we have them back again, whenever that date is set. But they are truly an amazing family and very touching, the stories that they shared. So like I said, we're going to give that intro, outro to wrap everything up, but definitely a great and amazing show. Once again, you knocked it out the park. Another home run from your part.
Love you, bro.
You know, the funk don't always give you what you want, but it'll give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? We never left. Yo, we back. NHFA in your face. Bringing you something good to your ear hole, y'all. Check it out. It's our time to shine. It's our time